Hello, I'm immigration attorney Yasin Akalan. The H-1B application season has finally begun, and this year there are major changes to the system. If you're planning to work in the United States on an H-1B visa, or if you're an employer looking to file an application, make sure to watch this video carefully. USCIS has significantly changed both the application process and the selection system. This year, there are big updates in both the registration phase and the post-selection process. One of the biggest changes, which actually started last year and will continue this year, is the beneficiary-centric selection system. Previously, multiple employers could submit applications for the same candidate, which gave them an extra advantage in the lottery. Now, each applicant can only enter the lottery once, no matter how many job offers they have. The rules this year are quite different from previous years, and there are some surprises in the application process. Even if you applied in the past years, you need to stay up to date with these changes. In this video, I'll explain how the H-1B process will work this year and the advantages and disadvantages of the new rules, key points for both employers and applicants, fee changes, past statistics, and how to improve your chances of being selected. Since there's a lot of details to cover, I'm splitting this into two videos. Today we'll go over the application process, H-1B's fundamental rules, and critical points for applicants. In the next video, I'll cover employer-related changes, a detailed analysis of the new regulations, and the key information about the approval process. So let's get started. Who can enter the H-1B lottery? The H-1B visa is a work permit designed for specialty occupations. To be eligible, you must have at least a bachelor's degree or equivalent, and your job must be directly related to your field of study. If you earned a master's or doctoral degree in the United States, you qualify for master's cap, which increases your chances of selection in the lottery. Some academic institutions, nonprofit research organizations, and government projects are exempt from the H-1B cap, meaning they don't have to go through the lottery process. To summarize, do you have at least a bachelor's degree? Is your job directly related to your field of study? Most importantly, is your employer sponsoring your H-1B application? If you answered yes to these questions, you should be able to enter the lottery. H-1B registration dates and fees. H-1B applications are accepted during a specific window each year, and due to high demand, USCIS conduct a random lottery to select candidates. For the fiscal year of 2026, USCIS has officially announced the registration period. This year, H-1B registration will open on March 7, 2025, Friday at noon Eastern Time, and will close on March 24, 2025, Monday at noon Eastern Time. During this period, employers and applicants must complete registrations in the H-1B electronic system and pay the registration fee. One of the biggest changes this year is the registration fee increase. The fee, which used to be just $10, has now jumped to $215 at 21 times increase. Who pays this fee? Employers are responsible for almost all H-1B related fees. It is illegal for employers to pass these costs on to employees through payroll deductions or any other means. Once registrations close, USCIS will conduct a random lottery and announce the results by March 31st, 2025. What happens if you're selected in the H-1B lottery? Being selected in the lottery does not mean you automatically receive an H-1B visa. Selection only gives your employer the right to file a full petition with USCIS. If the petition is approved, your H-1B status earliest can take effect on October 1st, 2025, and you can start working with your H-1B visa. Another important point, selection is not a guarantee of approval. The real process begins after selection. Both you and your employer must submit a detailed petition package to USCIS, ensuring all documents are accurate and complete. If this process is mishandled, your application could be denied. How does the H-1B selection process work? There is a quota for H-1B visas. 65,000 regular H-1B visas and 20,000 visas under the master's cap for those with a U.S. master's degree or higher. This year, applications will be accepted from March 7, 2025 at noon until March 24, 2025 at noon Eastern Time. Employers must submit applications to the USCIS online system and pay the $215 registration. Okay, so let's do some analysis. What are the chances of being selected? H-1B selection rates change depending on how many people apply. For example, last year, about 28% of the applicants were selected. The year before, around 24% were selected. One likely reason for the increase in the selection rates last year was the beneficiary-centric system. This year, with the higher registration fee, I predict that the selection rate could exceed 30%. Of course, this is just a projection based on past data, and we'll have to wait and see if I'm right. If you're on the master's cap, your chances are even higher because you get 2 opportunities. Since the beneficiary-centric selection process is continuing this year, each applicant will only be entered once in the lottery, even if multiple employers submit applications for them. In the past, multiple employer applications lowered selection odds, but now the system is fairer. So this wraps up the first part of our H-1B series. Today we covered the application process, new rules, and the key points for applicants, but we're not done yet. In the next video, we'll discuss employer-related changes, the petition approval process, and a deep dive into this year's H-1B policy updates. So if these topics are important to you, make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and we'll try to answer as many as we can. See you in the next video.